Hello guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be doing a Super Mario Brothers movie spoiler discussion with George here.
Hello.
Hello, and we're just going to be going through the film bit by bit with just full spoilers. And we're just going to have some fun. We've both seen the film. I really enjoyed it. Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. It was really good.
Yeah, I thought it was really... Yeah, I completely agree with you. So, let's just go through the film, really. Is there anything you want to say before we get started with this?
Not really, I don't know really.
No? Okay, let's just go for it then. Without further ado, so, the film kicks off with, of course, your opening logos with Illumination and Nintendo, and then it gets to the main film itself, where we see Jack Black's Bowser invade the Ice Kingdom and steal the Power Star from the Penguins. What were your opinions on that scene? Was it a good opening introduction scene?
Yeah, it was a great opening scene. I mean, I think it's amazingly well made. Jack Black fits the Bowser position so well.
Yeah.
And I think that's the best way to explain it.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I think that's a really good way to put it, because I've always loved Jack Black, and obviously he just pulls it off so well. He gets a few good lines to start off with, like the "Now who's gonna stop me?" and then we see Mario and Luigi for the first time, which is really cool because it plays like an advert for the Mario Brothers plumbing business. Yeah, and we see like Chris Pratt and Charlie Day sort of do the original voices, and it's funny because they say, "Was it too much? Were the voices too much?" when we've spent 30 years hearing them voices. And then we're introduced to Foreman Spike, who is just sort of the bully. You know, he's a bit of a jerk. He's mean to Mario and Luigi. You see him do a bit of, you know, nasty stuff. Calls Mario is it a joke he called him, or was it a failure or something? I think, was it a joke? I want to say a joke. Or a failure.
Like
one or the other, whatever it was. Something on the lines of that. And yeah, you get to see a bit of a taste of him. He doesn't get a crazy lot of screen time. I think in total he probably only gets about, I want to say, like 3 minutes, including the bit that he has later on in the film.
Yeah.
And then Mario and Luigi get their first call and go out to their first plumbing job. And we're introduced to this new bit of humour with this dog. What were your opinions on that joke humour bit?
It was very good. To be honest, it was a bit random.
Yeah.
That's what makes movies good.
Yeah, it was...
But, yeah, it reminded me of the dog from Park.
Yeah, I know. Oh, yeah. Is it Doug? Doug, I think it's called.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get what you mean. I bet it was probably same breed or something. Yeah, it was funny. It delivered what it needed to do. I guess when you have a film that's 92 minutes, maybe you don't need to spend that much time on that sort of thing. Or
Yeah.
I don't know if that was just me. I found it to be just a bit sort of forced, but it was funny, and then it just sort of took a bit of a turn. But enough with that. Then we see Mario and Luigi's parents, who were, you know, it does a bit of story building, bit of character motivation, I guess.
Yeah.
And Mario and Luigi's dad is actually played by Charles Martinet, who's like played Mario and Luigi in the actual games, which that'll be a fun thing to point out. And then
Yeah.
and then the story sort of, it gets started where Mario and Luigi go out to, there's a whole like flood or something, like a leakage in the pipes, I believe it was.
Yeah. Flooding water, flooding Brooklyn.
Yeah, and then they go to like an underground labyrinth, sort of thing. I don't. That's what they call it. and they get sucked into the Mushroom Kingdom, or at least Mario does. Luigi doesn't. Luigi's sucked into the Darklands while Mario is sucked into the Mushroom Kingdom, and we finally get to see Mario meet Toad, who's played by Keegan Michael Key. And what were your thoughts on that scene?
I loved Toad's energy in that scene. I think he's a great character, extremely funny.
Yeah, he is funny.
So well.
Yeah, I thought this is a perfect way to put it, really. I really enjoyed seeing Toad, because Toad's like, you can't have a Mario film without Toad, so with the inclusion of Toad,
Yeah, he's like a sidekick.
yeah, it was just perfect. Yeah. And then what bit is it? I think we get to see Luigi in like the Darklands with yeah the dry bones. They attack Luigi. I guess it tried to do a bit of a Luigi's Mansion sort of horror vibe. I mean, it's not scary, but it's like, I guess they tried to do something a bit spooky with it. It was fun. It was enjoyable. And then there's the Shy Guys who actually kidnap Luigi. And then is it the Mushroom Kingdom scene? Yeah, the Mushroom Kingdom tour scene.
Where I think Toad goes with Mario to go find Princess Peach to go and bring Mario to Peach to go get her, to help him get Luigi back from the Darklands.
Yeah.
Oh, mouthful.
Oh, yeah, it is a mouthful. It's a lot. Yeah, that's definitely one of my favourite scenes of the film, honestly, because it's just got so many different Easter eggs and throwbacks to different Mario games and everything. So I love that scene so much. Yeah, it was amazing. What were your thoughts on that scene?
I think it was amazingly put.
Yeah.
They knew exactly the scene, which I think is a great criteria for film. They must know what they're doing. They must know what they're aiming for.
Yeah, I completely agree. And you couldn't have brought that scene to life in live action. That's what films like Detective Pikachu or the Sonic movie struggled with, because they're live action and not animated. So you can't have all them sort of classic locations. And then Mario finally meets Peach. Yes, he does.
Yeah.
And Peach plans on going to see the Kong Island, the Kongs, to get them on her side to defend the Mushroom Kingdom. That is a mouthful. And then there is the training course, which is also a very good scene. What are your opinions on that scene?
I thought it was a great scene. Very well put. I mean, obviously, just a great scene, really.
Yeah, that's again perfect way to put it. I'd say, because obviously they play Holding Out for a Hero, which is just there just to sort of entertain adults a bit more, because it's a song that most people of that time will probably know, and it was a fun scene. There was some funny humour in there. I found that was one of the scenes where I was sort of laughing the most, really. Yeah, there's it was a good scene. They actually, I think they put the clip out for that scene a few days before it came out.
Yeah, or vaguely.
Yeah, did you watch it before you saw it? I didn't, but did you?
I hadn't. I've seen, obviously on TikTok, there was some spoilers that had gone round. I've obviously seen the first starting scene from the trailers, all that, but other than that, no, I haven't.
Oh, okay. Well then, that's great then. You got the best experience then. And then it's the flashback between Baby Mario and Baby Luigi, which was just really cute. It just sort of showed their relationship. What were your thoughts on that scene?
Great. They just showed how much they cared about each other, which I think was great. But obviously, I think I said it earlier. Chris Pratt and someone who played Luigi.
Charlie Day. He's called Charlie Day.
They both fit the roles so perfectly.
Yeah, I think that was a perfect way to put it. I think they show a lot of like brotherly love Yeah, that's the only way to put it. And then doesn't it? I feel like at that scene, or we might have missed it. I'm not sure. Does Bowser announce that he wants to marry Peach, or was that before?
Yeah, I think it's after that. Bowser announces he wants to marry Peach, and then I think just after that they go to a tree with Toad and Mario, and
Yes.
we find out that Peach might be human.
Yes. So there is a montage where it goes through like Bob on Battlefield and Yoshi Island and whatnot, and then it goes to the I think Fireflower Field where Peach. You see a flashback for Peach herself. Yeah, it was a good scene. Again, it was a bit quick. I thought they really. That was like one of the scenes in particular where it was just so quick. Like that could have easily been extended out over a minute, I'd say, if not a little bit less.
I can agree with that.
Yeah. And then actually, what bit is next after that? Is it?
I think then they get to the Kong Islands where they meet a very strong Kong, and
Yeah.
it's like kind of a Mario Kart reference. Obviously, there's a bigger one later, so we'll get into that later on.
Yeah.
But they go on the tracks, and then they meet the king. Then you meet the real king, or the other king, really.
Yeah. So I believe he was called Super Kong. I believe that's his name. I'm not overly confident with all the Donkey Kong characters, but I believe that is his name.
Yeah.
And it plays "Take on Me," which was cool. It's a really good song, so I thought it fit quite well actually.
Yeah.
And then we see Cranky Kong, who I personally don't think his voice actually did fit. What did you think?
Yeah, I can agree with that. I think was that the leader?
Yeah, the old
Yeah.
wrinkly one.
Yeah. I think the voice could have been a little bit more matching.
Yeah,
Overall, fine.
yeah, that's what I mean. He did his job. The only thing I would have asked for is just maybe to sound like a bit of more of an old man. You know what I mean? It's got the personality right, but if he's just to sound a bit older,
No, but
yeah.
he was quite wise.
Yeah. And then it's sort of what probably one of, if not the best part of the film, where you're introduced to Donkey Kong and there's like a whole battle arena coliseum with where Mario fights Donkey Kong in order to get them on their side. And I thought that had like beautiful animation. I found it funny. What were your opinions on that scene?
It's hilarious. I love Seth Rogen's laugh.
Yeah.
That's just classic. But yeah, that was amazing.
Yeah, I thought it was a good scene. It made me laugh.
They were like sworn enemies at the time, but then later on in the film, you could tell they became really good friends.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Yeah, and I feel like that's sort of a good interpretation to show their relationship, because in the first Donkey Kong game, where you actually first see Mario, they are enemies, they're fighting each other, and then I feel like that was a good way to interpret something that was in 8-bit to now in, a feature-length film.
Yeah.
And there's the cat suit from Super Mario 3D World, which was cute as well. That was, a good little scene. I guess it was a good little power-up to show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Showed old games, like references, all that.
Yeah, pretty much. I couldn't agree more. And then it is the carts, which is a very, very exciting scene. So there's like a scene. There's a scene. Yeah. So there's Rainbow Road. There's also a little scene before that where they play Thunderstruck in the background and they get all their carts ready to go out on Rainbow Road. It was a good scene, I think. Beautiful animation. It was a good little get your blood pumping for what's about to come. And one thing that we did actually miss out, but it's something that I do want to touch on later, because obviously it's something to do with something a little bit later in the film, but something I do want to touch on before we go into the big bit of Rainbow Road is Jack Black's Peaches song. What were your thoughts on that?
I did not see that coming. I'll be completely honest.
You did not see it coming? Okay, that's fair enough.
I knew he had some kind of, or I was told he had some kind of feeling for her.
Yeah.
But I didn't expect it to be put into the film, really.
Okay.
I think it showed really good potential. The scene was really nice. Obviously, there's something later on it as well, or a couple of things actually.
Yeah. I think it was a funny way to show their sort of their love together. And
Love-hate.
yeah, love-hate relationship. And then I feel like another scene just I want to point out that we didn't mention was Luigi actually meeting Bowser.
Oh yeah, that was a good scene.
That was a good scene. Now, the only thing about that scene is that I could blame myself for that, but they did show like that full scene in the trailer, so that's probably my fault for watching it. But that full scene where he's tugging on his moustache is like in the trailer, so maybe don't watch all the trailers.
Yeah, but in all fairness, when you go to see a movie, you obviously try to find something out about it, like the trailers or something. Like trailers were leaked for the new Spider-Man movie coming up.
Yeah.
You can't help but see it, really.
Yeah, that's good, and that's actually a film I want to mention later of how it sort of compares. But anyways, back to Rainbow Road. What were your thoughts on Rainbow Road?
That was amazing. My favourite scene by far.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a really good scene, to say the least. It was a good scene where it gives you a bit of a. I like that it doesn't just jump straight into the Koopas and Bowser attacking. It is to start off with, just some energetic fighting and whatnot. Yeah. And then it actually gets to the fighting and everything. Oh, sorry, my controller just disconnected or something, so I'm really far behind. And the Rainbow Road sequence, I loved it, don't get me wrong, but it was quick. It was very quick.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think it could have been more about it more, but overall amazing scene.
Yeah, of course every second of it was so good. It was, every single bit was a reference to the game, literally a reference to what we're playing right now. And I really enjoyed it. It was action-packed. It was funny. It was energetic. And then there's the blue shell completely just does the ultimate sacrifice and blows himself up.
Yeah.
So,
Poor guy.
yeah, as far as I know, he's dead, but I don't know if he'll come back. Maybe he'll come back, I don't know. Yeah, but at this point in time, he is dead. So then Mario and Donkey Kong are separated with Peach and Toad, I believe. Yes, they are.
Yeah. They get
And
knocked into.
yeah. So Mario and Donkey Kong are eaten by like an eel thing. I think from like Mario 64 or something. Is that correct?
This as well. Wasn't an old Mario Kart.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
With the underwater, the dolphin map. Oh, I can't remember what it's called.
I think I know what you mean. But anyways, yeah. It made an appearance. I think none of that was actually shown in the trailer, so I didn't actually see that bit come in. It was good. Good little scene.
Yeah.
And then Peach comes face to face with Bowser. What were your thoughts on that sort of just that small little segment, the standoff sort of thing.
Yeah, obviously they both have different sides of what they want, and then obviously she made, because obviously, I keep saying obviously.
No, it's fine. It's no problem.
Bowser took Toad. Well, I don't know what it was called. It's like the magic Koopa or something.
Oh, Kamek. Kamek he's called.
Yeah, that's the one. But,
Yeah.
yeah, he used his powers, he took Toad. So they came to the agreement that Peach would marry Bowser for exchange of him marrying, getting Toad back essentially.
Yeah, basically.
Great scene.
Yeah, and that plot was pulled straight out of Mario Odyssey. I think that was it was strange. I think it's a strange plot, but when you think about all the other Mario games, what is actually Bowser's reasoning for wanting to kidnap Peach? Well, it is to marry her. It's not, so yeah. So that's just I think it just gives a bit of reasoning, because one of the things that you question whenever you think of Mario is, what is Bowser's obsession with Peach? Well, it is to marry her. So, now, I think, we get to see Bowser... No, not Bowser. Peach. No, not even Peach. No, that... Wait.
Mario and Donkey.
Yes, it is that, actually. I was skipping straight to the wedding bit. Yes, it is that bit.
And they used a rocket on Donkey Kong's car to essentially rocket straight out the fish thingy.
Yeah.
And now.
Yeah, and I actually love that scene, because it's like a them riding on the rocket itself is actually a reference to the Donkey Kong country games, because there are levels devoted to just literally riding on a rocket like that. So it was funny, it was cool. And then it is the actual wedding scene, if I'm correct. Yes, it is. Well,
Which Toad speaks a flower, a frozen flower, I don't know what it's called actually.
I
A
think
flower of something that gives her abilities, a power.
yeah, that's a good way of putting it, basically. And Peach sneaks that in with her bouquet. She uses that on Bowser. All that sort of stuff. We get to see some other enemies that we hadn't already seen in the film, like King Bob-omb and King Boo. They were cool. They didn't really get any sort of valuable screen time, but they were in there for a bit of humour and just for some fan service, really, itself. So I really enjoyed that. So Luigi and all the other prisoners are actually being lowered into the lava, including the Luma, who is a very dark Luma. That's something we didn't actually point out. The Luma is a very dark character. And I'm trying. No, yeah, you go.
I actually have a question. The blue ghost thingy, what was that about?
That is the Luma.
Oh.
That's one of Rosalina's little henchman star things.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. And although Rosalina doesn't actually make an appearance, the Luma is there. Not sure why it's with Bowser. Not sure what it has to do with it, but it was there. It was funny.
Yeah.
And then what bit are we at now? I can't. Oh yes, it is the epic sort of final battle where Mario and Donkey Kong actually ride through the Mushroom Kingdom, and I love that scene. What were your thoughts? Yeah, it was so good. I love that scene because it's playing classic music. Donkey Kong has a fire flower, Mario has a mushroom. They're stomping on Koopas and Goombas. It's classic Mario stuff, really. What were your thoughts on that scene?
Oh, amazing. It worked so well.
Yeah, pretty much,
Yeah,
really. Yeah, I really loved that scene. It made me laugh. It made me cry. No, I'm joking, but it was good. It was a very, very good scene. Just fan service done right, really. It puts a big grin on your face. So then there is Mario saves Luigi, and Bowser launches a bonsai bill to destroy the Mushroom Kingdom, which then Mario leads it to the warp pipe that they came through at the beginning of the film to explode outside there. But then the whole Mushroom Kingdom is sucked into Brooklyn. What were your thoughts on that scene?
Well, it was amazing. I thought it was really good, and there was some hidden references to other games in there. I think there were, at least. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, it was an amazing scene. I think it was really good.
Yeah,
I did see it come. I'll say that.
Yeah. Yeah, I completely agree. It was a good scene. So then I didn't actually expect the final battle to be in Brooklyn. I really didn't actually see that come in. So no, I thought it was going to be completely in the Mushroom Kingdom. Spike gets his own little moment. That was the only other scene that he was in, really. And there's actually a really interesting detail in this scene, because Bowser faces off against Mario. He completely just beats Mario up. Mario is bruised and everything. And what's interesting is because I actually noticed this, is that characters, when they're in the Mushroom Kingdom, don't actually bleed or anything or get bruised, because when Donkey Kong fought Mario, Mario didn't have any type of scratches or bruises on him, but when Bowser fought Mario in the real world, he obviously did. So I think that is something to do with it. It was just a cool little detail. And then Mario is hid in the Punch-Out Pizza place. And there's just that sort of motivation coming back. So then we finally get to see Mario and Luigi get the Superstar Invincibility Star. What were your thoughts on that scene?
I can admit, I kind of saw it coming, because when a super villain gets like a special item, your only reaction is, well, the hero's surely going to get it.
Yeah.
Like, I thought it was amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Yeah, it was always coming. It was a good, that was a good scene, because I really enjoyed the music. And I'm glad that Luigi actually got his time to shine in this film, because he didn't get much screen time, but at least they let him get the Invincibility Star to at least get some more screen time, which I enjoyed.
Yeah, I think it was well deserved.
Yeah, so they defeat Bowser, and they use a mini mushroom on Bowser, and they make him really small, and they put him in a jar, which I actually really don't like. I don't like that they treat Bowser like that, although Bowser was really nasty. I still, Bowser's Bowser. Can't do that to him. And then it plays Mr. Blue Sky. Mario and Luigi decide to stay in the Mushroom Kingdom. They jump in a warp pipe. That is the end of the film. Or is it? Yeah, that is a good question. There's a piece of humour with the Luma at the end. Plays is it saxophone or something? Which was it was a good scene. Funny. Yes. So after the credits, we hear another version of Peaches, which is, I think it's just an extended version. So they add the lyrics of Mario, Luigi, and Donkey Kong in it. And then Bowser's sat in a little cage, I think.
Playing a piano.
The Toad shuts the door. That's the end of that one. And then the more exciting one, the one that more gets you hyped, is, would you like to explain what happens?
No, you do.
Okay. So, the wedding scene with Bowser, one of the Shy Guys puts a Yoshi egg on the table, and obviously when it's all everything sucked in, the Yoshi egg is left, and then the Yoshi egg hatches, screen goes back, you hear the name Yoshi, which obviously teasing that Yoshi is going to be in a potential sequel, which is I'm assuming is probably already in the works.
I
Yeah, I love Yoshi. Like, Yoshi's one of my favorite characters, and I was really angry. Yeah, I was really angry that he only got like the very small screen time that he actually got. But obviously teasing that they do still care about Yoshi and they're planning something. That's enough.
I don't think I ever saw in the movie other than I think the scene where they were like alongside running like, down the water bank or something.
Yeah, that's it. That's all he has.
Yeah, I think that's quite depressing.
It is, and it's Yoshi. You gotta love Yoshi. Who doesn't love Yoshi?
Yeah.
And it was cute. I'm not gonna lie, I did expect it to be the Luma actually returning to Rosalina or Wario and Waluigi or something. I really did not expect Yoshi. But I'm not lying. So that is the film. So just a few other things I want to touch on before we do end the video is how do you think this will compare to other animated films coming out this year?
Well, in my opinion, I rank this film a good solid 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
But in my opinion, I think it's probably going to be the best or one of the top 2 best animated films this year because I have high hopes for the upcoming Spider-Man film.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair. I'm really excited for that as well. Maybe we'll do a stream for that. I'm really excited for that film. The Super Mario Bros. Movies actually had the biggest opening for an animated film, beating out Frozen 2 this week, which doesn't surprise me. I think this film is going to do really well. It's done better with audiences than it has critics. Critics aren't really enjoying the film a crazy lot, which is fair because critics are just critics.
Yeah.
And other thing I want to touch on here is, where does this stand on your Illumination ranking? Because is this top tier Illumination or bottom tier?
I'd say top 5 at least.
Top 5, okay, that's fair. Illumination, I was all. But wait, sorry, you go.
No, it's completely fine.
Oh, okay. I was always skeptical of Illumination doing the Mario movie, and obviously Nintendo had a lot of control with this film. Obviously, Illumination are mostly popular for the Minions, and the Minions are funny. I enjoy the Minions, and in fact, I really enjoyed Rise of Gru. Like, Rise of Gru I really enjoyed that film. I had a lot of fun with that.
Yeah, I think that was the most hyped film in the last 4 years.
Yeah, it was a big trend on TikTok as well. A huge trend, as a matter of fact. And it still didn't change my skepticism of Nintendo teaming up with Illumination to do the Mario Brothers movie, but I thought that it was really good. At the end of the day, it was a very good film. So yeah, that's all I'm gonna say really. Also, I know we touched on it a little bit, but what were the main issues you had with the film, or was there very little? If any issues you had with the film?
Very little issues, like barely any. But the big one I will say is the time.
Mm-hmm.
I think they could have prolonged it a bit more. They could have made it a little bit more just longer, really.
Yeah, I completely agree.
It's an amazing film.
Yeah.
I think longer the better, because it's more enjoyable.
That's fair. Have you seen the Sonic films?
I watched the first one. I've not watched the second one because I've not really been a massive Sonic fan myself.
No, that's fair enough. So I've seen both of them, and when you look at them films, they're very good films, but they're not animated. And like I said earlier, when you make a game adaptation animated, you just have a bit more freedom. You can't really make a Mario film live action unless it's 1993 and you make the one with Bob Hoskins.
Yeah.
But
I agree with that.
yeah, so what were your? Have you seen Detective Pikachu?
Yeah, I have.
What did you think of that film?
I thought it was good. I think I'm a bit iffy about. obviously I'm not used to seeing Pokemon in real life.
No. Yeah, that's fair.
I was quite creeped out, if I'm being honest, when I first saw it.
Okay, that's fair.
I was like, this isn't weird, but it was a good film. The game didn't make sense in my opinion, but obviously that's different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I think Mario definitely comes out on top with both Sonic films and Pokemon films. That may be because I'm more of a Mario fan than both Sonic and Pokemon, but these three, I love all three of them. So something else I just want to touch on. I just want to touch on a few things before we end the video. Is what do you think's next for these Nintendo video game adaptations? Do you think we're getting Mario Brothers 2 next, or what do you think there's any other film that they might do?
I think they might do. I think, yeah, I agree. I think they'll probably end up doing a Mario Bros 2.
See, I think, yeah, you go.
I think it makes more sense after hyping out, because like, I think what movies have done, and I think it just makes sense. They when they usually add like a teaser at the end, it means they're gonna add one quick, and that might also make another one quick, and that might also be the reason why it's shorter.
Yeah.
Because they may be making like a 2-hour, maybe 2.5 hour long on the next one.
Yeah, you see that's what the Sonic movie did. So the first Sonic film was about an hour and a half, but the second one was 2 hours.
Yeah.
So that may be what they're doing. I think definitely a Mario film next. I would say after, if they're gonna continue this, I would actually expect a Donkey Kong solo film.
Yeah, I can see that. I'm also curious, if they were to make another film, what would it be about?
That's another good thing to touch on actually. I was actually going to touch on that in a minute. Is personally, I think they'd go down the Mario Galaxy route.
I've never played that game, but
Okay.
yeah.
So Mario Galaxy is Rosalina with all the Lumas, but also Yoshi is actually like a main part of the sequel.
Yeah.
So yeah, it could work.
Curious.
Yeah.
Something to expect.
Yeah. What do you think it could possibly be about?
Maybe. Oh, I don't know. Another villain arises or something. Brooklyn. Or them having to say Brooklyn or something. Something like that.
Yeah. I really want to see Bowser come back. I'd be disappointed if that's all he has. I'd like to see maybe Kamek or someone gets him out, and all Bowser has to do is get hurt, and then he can escape the cage, and that'll be the end of it.
Yeah.
Also, other thing I would like to touch on is just coming back to other upcoming films. Is do you think that there'd be a Smash Brothers film in the future?
I'd say there's a possibility.
Possibility. Okay, that's fair.
I wouldn't expect it, but there's definitely a possibility.
I kind of think that what they're gonna do is I think they might do their own sort of little MCU thing, where you have Legend of Zelda film come out, Donkey Kong, Mario, whatnot, and then they all team up and then go against all the villains from that. It wouldn't surprise me, not anytime soon. Like, I'm talking in the next, at least 5 years.
Yeah.
I think they're just going to be quite experimental to start off with until these films actually start coming in good, getting a lot of money and doing things like that. So, yeah, there's still got a lot to do if that's what they would like to do. But I'd be all down for that. I'd definitely go see any other Nintendo film that they do have coming out.
Yeah, I would do as well.
Yeah. Is there anything else you want to touch on? Any other things about the film or anything?
I don't think so.
Okay, so out of 10, what you'd give the film? What was it?
I'd give it an 8, 8.5, 8.
8.5. Okay. Okay, I think that's a good score, to be fair. And would you recommend that you watch the film?
I would 100% recommend it.
100% recommend it. That's good.
I'd recommend it 10 out of 10 because I'd say if you're under 15, you'd love it a lot more than you would if you were above 15. But that's just my opinion.
Yeah.
It's an amazing film. Definitely recommend it.
Okay, so I 100% recommend it. I'm actually going to give this film a 10. I never give films a 10, but as I said in my non-spoiler review film, it's a love letter to Mario fans, so I love it for that. So nothing else you want to touch on before we wrap it up?
Not really, no.
Alright, so that is going to wrap up this video, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Please comment, like, and subscribe, share this with your friends and family. And let me know what other videos like this you want us to do. It was a good video. I enjoyed doing this. And that's all.
Great.
Yeah, it was great. So thanks so much for watching, guys, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.